Hi friends, it's Heather. I am back with another process video for My Creative Scrapbook. I am working with the April Main Kit, and it is full of the Cartabella Flower Market collection. This is obviously not my first layout with it because you'll see lots of scraps and cut up papers there. I did have a kit share that I posted. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check out that so you can see all of the beautiful papers and embellishments that come with this kit. This is actually the fourth layout I created. I did not record them all, but I do have another process video with one of the other layouts. Right now, I am struggling with a punch. I have not used this punch very often. I love the shape of it, but I had a really tough time. It kept getting stuck. Oh, it was really frustrating. So my idea was I wanted to use all of the beautiful shades of pink and blue on this layout. There's lots of gorgeous patterns. If you're not familiar with this collection, it has a lot of floral icons and elements. And by the name Flower Market, you can probably guess there's a lot of like flower market type icons. It's a terrible way to explain it. Like pickup trucks and pots and flowers and it's all very pretty. It's not all my style, but I do love the B sides of most of these papers. So that is what I was focusing on. I am now using a die set that I had in my stash. You could use any flower punch or any die set. I just wanted to create a bunch of layered flowers. This isn't anything new or innovative. You've probably seen layered flowers like this on other layouts, but the shades of pink and blue are so pretty. And that was kind of what I wanted the focus of my design to be. So you can see there I have punched out or die cut a set of flowers that I can layer on top. And my die set conveniently had different sizes, but you could do this with any flower punch or multiple flower punches if that's what you have in your stash, or even a silhouette or a cricket. I am ruffling up the edges to these flowers just to give them a little bit of a dimension. And my thought is obviously I'm going to layer them together. And I thought about doing a button or something in the middle of it, but what I really wanted to do was something different. So I cut these little long triangle shapes of one of the pattern papers, and I am rolling them to create sort of a paper bead. I've been watching Lisa Foskaneska. I butchered that name. She's been doing this on a lot of her charms for like mini albums, and I did this for the first time for one of my recent mini albums, and I thought I would create this little bead and stitch it through the center of my flowers. And I like the black and white element that it adds. So here I am gluing all of this together, and my die did cut a circle in the center of all of these, and which could come in handy, but it didn't really help me in this instance. So I poked a couple of holes and used a needle and some embroidery thread and stitched it through. At first I was thinking I was going to use some elastic cord, but I just thought white embroidery thread was fine. So I don't make you watch me create all of these flowers. The idea of it is just the same. So I just cut a piece of embroidery thread, and once the glue from rolling the beads was dry, I stitched it on. It was really easy and simple, and I just tied a knot on the back. It was a little tricky gluing these onto my layout, but anything that is super heavy and quick drying, I used my Scotch quick dry glue just because it dries really fast. So I knew I wanted to create color on the background. This is just a piece of white cardstock, American Crafts. I have already added a layer of white gesso or clear gesso, to it, because I wanted to spray it and then have it drip down. So here is my first fail. That is not what I wanted to look at, but I've already gessoed this white cardstock and I've already added it. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna I'm going to keep going. I didn't like the way it dripped. It just didn't look organic to me. So I added some more. I sprayed it with some water because that helps it drip. And I'm only focusing on 3 colors of mist, even though there's different shades of the pattern paper. These colors match pretty well. This is where I decide to scratch it. So yeah, this is where I decide, yep, nope, I'm done. I sprayed that Tidy Swap Color Shine. That was in Sweet Mint, and it just sprayed everywhere, all over the rest of my cardstock, all over the stickers, all over my desk. Some of the flowers got splatters on it, which is fine because this is obviously sort of a messy layout anyway. I didn't mind the splatters on my flowers, but it got all over the white cardstock. I didn't like it, so I started over. I didn't make you watch me do that all over again, but I just added another clear gesso layer to white cardstock, and I sprayed it on directly on my background, and then sprayed it with some water, and then just tipped my paper up and let it drip down. So a lot of it gets covered up anyway, but I wanted the colors to sort of all blend down from top to bottom. I actually toyed with turning this and having the drips go horizontal, but my photo is vertical and I thought it looked kind of strange. So I'm just pushing those flowers down, getting them to stick. At first I used another adhesive. I used my Distress Collage Medium because that stuff is super strong, but it is not quick drying. So then I added some of the Scotch Quick Dry Glue in my fine line bottle. Other than what you see here, that is pretty much the main design of my page. I did trim it down half an inch on either side, and I gutted the pattern paper that you see as a border, and I used it on another layout because I wanted to use it for another layout, but I knew that I was going to run out of pattern paper. I had a hard time with this kit. I wanted to use all of the pattern papers on all the layouts, and so I was trying to keep some of it. I was trying to you know what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to use it all and butcher up all of my pattern papers and then not have enough left. So, but I made it work. I actually used more of this kit than I ever have with any other kit, just with the punching of the flowers and a couple other my layouts. I used cut files, but you'll see those posted on social media throughout the month. So here, my thought for embellishing and finishing up was just to do a tone-on-tone type placement, but there really wasn't a lot of opportunity for that just with the stickers. There's so many pretty stickers and embellishments to use, but there wasn't enough of each color for me to feel like it was balanced. There is a pattern paper included in the kit. It's actually from an older Maggie Holmes collection, Bloom, and it has gorgeous butterflies on it. I fussy cut a couple of those out, and those do stay, but the little flowers that you see there, the chipboard sticker flowers, those don't. The sticker that I have in the bottom right-hand corner of my photo, that does stay. I wanted to sort of add something that brought all of those colors along the top together. And the hints of black and white alongside my photo and the top and bottom, I used one of the border stickers on the 12 by 12 sticker sheet and trimmed it down because I needed to tie in the black and white beads that I added to my flowers. I toyed around a lot with embellishments on this, and until I got to the point where I realized I didn't need to. The flowers at the top, that was my main design element, and then adding the mixed media sort of carried all the color down, and I add a embellishment cluster down below my photo, and some other stickers and chipboard here and there, and that was really it. I realized that was enough for me. This is what took me the longest time to finish up, my title. I felt like I needed to have a title, which is funny because years and years ago, I could probably go through 3 or 4 albums and none of them actually have titles on them. For the longest time, I just didn't think they were necessary. And I still don't think that they're absolutely necessary. Some of my layouts, even today, you could probably pick a couple of titles based on the embellishments that are there. But I really wanted to use these XOs. But what was bothering me was the color of white, which is silly. Now that I'm looking at it, it was fine. I tried the smile, and that was really cute, and I probably should have left it there, but I didn't. I even added some paint to the XOXO to have it match the minty color, but it still wasn't the same shade, and that bothered me more than the different shades of white. Am I the only one that has these sort of things run through their head while they're creating? So yeah, I overthought it, but this is the finished layout. I really enjoyed making it. I had a good time. I love the way it turned out. I hope you do too, and maybe found some inspiration of your own. Let me know what you think in the comments. I will be back soon with another layout. Thanks again. Have a great day. Bye-bye.